Yo, Larry and Leon, GRP,
Yeah.
After Dark Sharks. Here we are with another dark side of entertainment. But something that, you know, we live in the real world. So Larry's got something to show me.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna
comment on the
react.
video that we're gonna watch. So this is a woman. Her channel, I think she's called her channel's called It's Tay Baby, and she's got some interesting views on men.
Okay.
Let me just keep it
Let's
at that.
see if we agree.
Yes.
All right.
So
Yeah. Press the button.
Have you guys noticed that it's only the insecure men that are asking women what they bring to the table?
Hey, chica, calmada. Te voy a decir algo. I don't know if you ladies think of this, food for thought. Ladies, why do you get offended when a guy asks you what you bring to the table? Because if a guy asks me that, I got that. When you're educated, when you have something to offer, you will state what you have to offer. It doesn't bother you because you know you got it. So you're calling them insecure, but I really feel like that's projection and y'all really insecure because you don't like being triggered. You don't like when somebody puts you on the spot because you can't answer it. Be his piece, put it down, open that mouth, shut that mouth when you need to, feed him grapes, rub his back, make sacrifices, don't DM with other dudes. When he's insecure, when he feels some type of way, be there for him. Be there, meet his needs when he asks you. Make sacrifices. Cook for him. Massage him. Make him feel wanted. Take interest in things he loves. Men are simple. Y'all are the ones making everything complicated. Stop it. Just love them for them.
Have you guys noticed that it's only
right.
So,
I just looked at. Okay.
Leon,
What did you think of what It's Tay Baby had to
Tay
say?
Baby. Yeah, well, she's
Big you up, by the way. Big you up.
Yeah, well, she's saying the truth. We are simple. You know, a bit of dinner, a bit of comfort, a back rub, some beans on toast. Do you know what I mean?
I think I want a little bit more than beans on toast.
But what I'm saying is, if your skill only reaches the beans on toast, it's about it's the effort though. It's the effort. It's about going out of your way.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I mean.
I see what you mean.
You know, beans on toast could be anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what she's saying is right. And
Go.
the woman in the beginning, like, that's always the rebuttal. You know, what do you bring to the table? Well, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just like,
Why are you asking me that?
Yeah.
What are you? She thinks the guys who are asking her are insecure.
Yeah.
Like, so let's put it in another scenario. You come to me for an interview. You want a job. What do you bring to my company?
Yeah, right.
Are you gonna then tell me I'm insecure?
Yeah, for asking.
For asking that.
Well, that's the first question. What am I getting out of this? Because, you know, you might meet someone, and depending on how you met them, I need to know. What am I signing up for? Like, you know, what are you bringing to the table?
Right.
What is you? You know, yeah. That's the first question ever asked. What do you bring?
Do you know, I think what it is that modern Western, specifically, society has...
One eternity later.
changed everything most people think about marriage and relationships.
Yeah, sorry for that. Potato Head just turned up.
Sorry, I was in the oven. Just kind
But
of.
we showed in the video, so he's got plenty to say as well. But
It's an interesting topic.
as I was saying, so modern society, modern Western society has changed the way a lot of people, especially women, view relationships and marriage, right? So the traditional woman, you know, is very rare to find nowadays. Do you know what I mean? And it seems like every other woman is on Instagram with the butt shot and the you know, the pout and makeup
Fake filter.
yeah, and you know, all of this nonsense, and thinking that's what they need to do to attract a man. And if you're thinking short term, yes, that's exactly what you need to do. If you're looking long term, hell no, because that actually reduces your value in the eyes of a man. Because as a man, if we're looking for something long term, a marriage, we're looking at, is this person compatible with me and my views? And not only that, does this person raise me up? Someone showing all their assets that's meant to be for that man to the whole world, well, you're public property then, aren't you, really? Do you know what I mean? So I agree with this woman. There's still a lot of women like this woman. It's Tay Baby, that's her channel name.
Oh, okay.
There's still a lot of women like that around, but they're very hard to find nowadays. And that's unfortunate, you know what I mean? Because it's true. But, you know, she's right. Men, we are very simple. We are very... Chris Rock comedy special, you probably know it as well.
Yeah.
But he said, there's only 3 things a man needs. Feed me, fuck me, and what was the third one? It was an F as well.
Feed me, fuck me, and not film me. Friends.
Just leave me alone, kind of thing.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah. That's what literally like. That's when we're not complicated. That do you know what I mean?
Make it sound like we're cavemen. We're not complicated.
No. I'm not. We are simple. We are. But if you ask a woman what she wants from a man, it'll be like a book that thick.
Sometimes they can come with a whole bibliography.
Do you know what I mean?
Last week I wanted this. The list has changed now. There's a new set of rules.
So and that's what this Tay Baby. This is what she's trying to portray, I guess. Do you know what I mean? That we are very simple, and it's you lot complicating things in a relationship sometimes. Not all the time. Not putting it all on women, of course. I'm just saying a lot of the times that is the problem. Do you know what I mean? Do you want to speak on it?
As a slightly complicated male myself with a slightly feminine side, I bring probably a different nuance to the table. One thing I will say is, as a 80s kind of raised child who's seen the changes like these two have over the last 30 years, men have become more open in terms of one thing, and that's emotionally. I definitely think that. So to say that we're insecure, no, it's not insecurity at all. Men have just become more open about how we feel. And that can sometimes be either accepted in society, or unfortunately, it's still not accepted by the masses yet. So if that's your problem with insecurity, then you need to take a look in the mirror, because that fake bravado you put online, on Instagram and everything else, hides all your insecurities, which are there for everyone to see when you remove all those filters and you remove all that fake persona. But for men are dead simple. Like, we want compatibility. That's it. Like, yeah, we can say that we're very red-blooded and we want, the physical thing, but down to earth, if it's a relationship that's going to last, we want someone that we support each other. We bounce off each other. We see the world hopefully through the same lens. We're not looking for anything more complicated than that. I don't care if you come with $1 million package or you come with 0. As long as we bounce off each other, we chime with each other, that's the most important thing for me. All your material things and your image conscious stuff you can leave to the side. I've got no concern about that at all, or no need to have a concern about that.
Yeah.
So, that's my quick 2 cents.
So me and Leon were going into, like, when just before you came, if we went for an interview, and the person that's interviewing us is, or say the boss, for instance, is saying to us, "What do you bring to my company?" Are we then going to turn around and say, "What, are you insecure? Are you insecure?" Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's the same sort of sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
If someone asks what I bring, I'll tell you what I bring. There it is.
Do you know what I mean? And there's and like the woman said, if you are confident in yourself, you know what you bring, and you won't feel triggered by that question. I like Leo.
You might even win by saying, "I don't bring much."
Yeah.
You might even win with that. I'd be like, all right.
Self-deprecation goes a long way sometimes.
Knowing your limits. I don't cook that well.
No.
Do you know what I mean? I don't clean that well. But I'm very loving or whatever.
I'm willing to learn or something like that. Yeah.
Honesty goes a long way.
Instead of like just, what do you mean? Getting all huffy and puffy. You just say, boy, not a lot, but I'm peng. Them ones. But I'm real good looking. Like, no, but what I'm saying is,
not cutting it.
For some people, it will. It'll be like, okay.
For a long-term partnership, marriage,
Listen,
I don't know. I don't know.
When certain people are punching above their weight, they're just happy to be there.
Yeah, but I think we're talking about average to high value man. We're not talking about the guys who don't really.
Well, I'm talking about average to average.
Even the average guy, the average guy, I feel,
Yeah.
right. You could have a different perception
Yeah.
on this, but I feel like the average guy,
Yeah.
is pretty confident within himself as to women.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, I'd say yes and
Your
no.
average guy isn't confident.
No.
Fair enough.
And they're struggling.
That's fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah. Your average guy
fair enough.
isn't too confident.
Yeah.
And that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
But I think
That's it. No, that's fair enough.
I'm talking. Remember back in the day, I'm not even so long ago, 10 years, 15 years, when it was all about, get in touch with your feminine side. You need to open up more and this and that. And that's what women were screaming for men to do. And when they did it, they didn't like what they saw at the other end.
Yeah.
And obviously,
It's like, you care?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Men being men will do, because that's what we do. We do whatever it takes to get a woman.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's our
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
If a
yeah,
woman
yeah.
said, if that's the only woman you can have, jump over that and do a backflip, that's what you do.
Yeah.
So, but it's only now that men are realizing that they're in a driving seat and you don't have to go through all that. It doesn't have to be like that. And I'm not saying, be like, misogynistic or anything. I'm just saying, just know your worth and ask them their worth. And if they got nothing to say, then they're worthless.
Well,
What are you worth?
Yeah.
What is this worth?
Yeah, man.
And if you ain't got nothing to say apart from, you can't ask me that. I'm the prize. I'm the prize, mother father.
You see, this is the problem with some females, because they might look good. They feel like they don't have to develop anything else within themselves. So they don't have to have a personality. They don't have to cook. They don't have to learn to do this and be nurturing and blah, blah, blah. And it kind of turn pseudo-masculine. And it's these women that are finding problems finding a long-term partner. Because they want an alpha male, but because of the way they are, they can't keep an alpha male. So they're going to have to get a beta male. And the thing is, they don't want a beta male. So they'll cheat on the beta male, and then it's just a mess up.
Not only that, women turn into the men that they want. That's what happens. They turn into that. No, they turn into that. They start getting like, right, I got to get my career, I got to get my money, I got to do this, I got to do that.
But then I would say that's a consequence more of society, not necessarily the man, because society has drummed it into women in the last 30 years that you can do exactly what a man does. You can go for that career. You can, you know what I mean? You can, at the expense of the home stuff. And many women fall into that false sense of security, thinking, yeah, I can be a career, and you can, but you can't have it all.
Yeah, well, we touched on it.
You can't have it all.
The thing is, in society at the moment, there's too much of an imbalance. The problem is, it's gone from having this balance of masculinity at the forefront, and then women very much at the tail end of things. And now women are starting to marry up, and then men don't seem to know, to a degree, how to balance that back. But then the problem is, the conversation happens between doesn't work. Because men are like, well, we want to be in the middle with you. And it's like, well, no, hold on a second. You're supposed to be in the middle. You're supposed to be up here still. It's like, well, no, I want to meet you in the middle. And that doesn't seem to happen in society at the moment.
Yeah, I take your point. I think it's more, from what I've seen, I think it's more, again, like I said, society have fed women this propaganda that they should go out in the workplace and be equal to men. We know most women's true nature is to be nurturing and is to be motherly, right?
To nest.
Right. Because of what society's drummed into them, that kind of goes by the wayside to the point where they even feel they don't want that. And then it's only years later when they've had their careers and they realize they're lonely, or do you know what I mean? And they realize, damn, and I've seen it so many times, that, I wish I had a family. I regret going after this career.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And when I say you can't have both, you can to a certain degree. But not to the degree that society is telling women nowadays. So society is telling women you can have it all. Like the high-flying career, the 2.4 kids, whatever. Do you know what I mean? That's not necessarily the case. But then that's where having the partner, the right partner comes into play, isn't it? I mean, what do you think?
Yeah. No, I agree with that. But yeah, they've been sold that. But not only that, like I said, that's to be successful. You got to take on the masculine traits. Anyone that's successful is argumentative, driven. It's about me. I got to get somewhere. I got to do this, and I'm ready to step on people. So that's a male trait.
Yes.
And then when men see that, they're like, nah, I don't want that. I don't want none of that smoke. I don't care if she's a millionaire. I don't care if she, she's got it. You want someone that's agreeable, someone that's, feminine and lives in her feminine and is feminine most of the time. And you don't usually get powerhouse business women that are like that.
No.
I'm yet to see it. Maybe it's out there. I'm sure it is in some capacity. Someone's one doing it. But it's a rarity.
It is a rarity. And it's funny because do you remember there was a woman not too long ago who killed herself? Really successful. I think she was a fashion designer, really well known, and she was rich. But this is my point: you got all the money in the world, but you're lonely.
Well, I was watching Fresh and Fit, and Andrew Tate was on there. And he said that he went to a family gathering where his great grandma was there. His grandma or his great grandma, and then there was like 80 other people. But they all came from that woman, if you know what I mean. Like she had 9 kids and the kids had kids. And he's like, nobody cared what she did for a job. Nobody cared that she was a boss bitch and this, that and the other. We're all here because of one woman. And she's 93 years old. And she's created a legacy that will last a lifetime. So after you've got your money and your car and your house and I want to travel the world and this and that. So when you're like 55, sitting there, all right, what am I doing? And these people say traveling, what? Just drinking cocktails on the beach. They're not traveling. They're not going to the rural parts and doing any, missionary work or anything. They're just, I'm going to travel. It's all about me. And to come home to nothing. Boy.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, it's refreshing to see women like it's Tay Tay Baby, and we resonate with what you say, basically.
And if you don't resonate, let me know. Put a comment down below.